Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amelia and here on this channel we talk about writing, journaling, and productivity to help you curate a life that you love. So I am batch working like crazy today to get everything ready. In a couple days you're going to see a video that has life updates and it has a lot of information on what's going to be happening in regards to this channel and just me in general. So July is very busy. I'll talk about part of it in today's video, but there will be an in-depth video coming very, very soon. I actually just filmed it, so I'll be editing it and putting it up very, very soon so you guys can see it. Anyway, today's video is another scrapbook art journal session. It was totally unplanned. I'm going crazy because I just feel like I have no time. Again, we'll explain that as we go on this video. But yeah, today's kind of a July plan with me, but not really. It's like a July/moving scrapbook session. You'll see. Anyway, before we get into it, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more art journaling content like this. I do art journaling every Friday, and I talk about journaling and writing tips every Tuesday. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another scrapbook spread video. Goodness, I don't even know where to begin with this one. Usually when I do my scrapbook spreads, I walk in with a pretty solid plan, if not just an idea, a theme for what I want to go for. And for this one, I just kind of went for it. So what you see here is I started out with this tan colored paper, and I put it on the bottom over here to kind of, to take away from that white space that I completely abhor. And then I added a lot of photos from my current apartment, and here's the reason why. I am moving. I am moving from Whiting, Indiana, back down to the south side of Indianapolis, and I'm excited, nervous, a little overwhelmed with all of the work, so a lot is happening for this move, but it's also just exciting as is. So I wanted to make a dedicated scrapbook spread for the move, but then I also needed to make a scrapbook spread for July, so I just kind of did both in the same go. I probably wouldn't have done this otherwise, but because the move is going to take so much time out of my life in order to accomplish it, I just kind of did these two together. So right here I have kind of added photos from the inside of my house, and then I drew a little house drawing around it. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about this. In my head it looked really cool, but then I drew it and then I wasn't so sure anymore. So let me know if you guys like it or if you think it's really stupid. I can't decide if I like it or if I hate it, because in a way I like the childish vibe to it, but in a way I also don't. So I'm just kind of torn. At the top I put a photo of Whiting from my very first visit, along with, oh my goodness, I can't talk, along with some neutral washi tapes and a brown sticker tag. I'm also using this little booklet. I got the paper from this little booklet from a Japanese mall, so I don't know if I'm going to have the link for it, but I will see what I can do. And I just kind of used it to, again, hide that white space because I really, really don't like it. Which is another thing that kind of bothered me because the house goes over the white space. Again, poor planning, but it is what it is. So I wrote the words July, and then I wrote down the fact that this is Whiting and I'll be moving, so we're just getting it all ready. It's okay. So the next side of the page I actually like a little bit more, only because I think I like the coloring more. I tried a little bit harder to plan what I was doing. So I opened my craft paper booklet, pulled out one of the darker spreads, and then used the washi tapes to hold the paper down. Again, the color palette is all over the place. On the side, on the left, it's all light and bright, and then on this side it's starting to get really dark, and then I have blue photos and green photos and tan photos. It's just a mess. Honestly, the coloration is a mess, but my goal was really to take a lot of my favorite moments from living up here for the past 2 years and just really document them. So we'll talk about that more during the flip through, so that way you know what photos I was using and why, but that's kind of the idea. The front spread was mostly Whiting photos, or like Northern Indiana photos, and then this side is going to be more like Indiana Dunes / Chicago based. So I'm using a little bit of leftover like travel paper from when I did my Route 66 like scrapbook pages, and I'm also using a map from one of the books that I have. Yes, it's a real book page, and I've had people talk about that before. I think I've mentioned it a little bit on this channel, but I only tear out pages from like 2 books, and both were like ruined beyond repair. You couldn't really read them, at least not the full story, because a lot of pages were missing, and they were part of a free donation bin outside a local bookstore because people weren't going to buy them. And again, the ones I chose had no covers. They aren't very good to read. Like, you wouldn't be able to read everything because there are pages missing. So yeah, that's why I'm not like a book murderer, I promise. So on the side here, I also have this paper that I folded up, and at first I was going to do like a half fold thing, but then I saw that it could like pull out, so I folded it into thirds, and then I added these little like sticky cardboard papers thingies that I got from the Dollar Tree to make a pull out, which I thought was so cool and creative. I did not expect to come into this spread with something creative, because I made this like 2 days before this video goes live. As I'm recording this now, I'm a little nervous because the video goes live tomorrow morning, so oops. But yes, I use this for my Chicago and Indiana Dunes spread, so I tried to get more travel-y vibes, because Chicago is still, even though it's like 30 minutes away from where I currently live, which it won't be, you know, once I move, it'll be 3 hours away, but it was a bit of a travel in order to like get there. So I did put this down as like some adventure stuff. I would love to make like a dedicated travel like journal spread for Chicago itself. There's so many photos I could have used. Same for Indiana Dunes, and I just tried to pick the ones that I really resonated with, because I knew I was gonna have limited space, and I only wanted to use like 2 big spread pages, if that makes sense. I also laid down some photos from Christmas and from when the lake was frozen and I got to go out and walk on it. It was so cool this past winter, so I added those, as well as some more stickers just to add places for writing, and then to, you know, just add a little bit more to the page. Now, something that I totally forgot about, I left the camera going while I actually did all my writing, which is something I don't normally do, so we're going to be seeing a little bit of that. I'm using this white pen, which is like a paint marker almost. It's just a white marker, and I'm using it to write down about the locations that I have photographed here, and then I'm also going to make a few doodles with like little stars and such around it, just to kind of add a little bit more to the page. I did try to use this white pen in another spread that you will see in a couple weeks, and it didn't go so well, so I think I finally got the hang of it, but I didn't at the time. I also there I go, like speaking ahead of myself, I put down the words like pull me to read on the little tab, that way, you know, you can like pull it, read it, you know, it's just something that I thought was kind of cool. And then I'm also journaling here. Again, I normally don't film this, so this was kind of strange because I just left the camera on and I totally forgot about it until I was done. But I think it's cool that you guys get to see this. And the final flip through is coming up soon, and I can't wait for you guys to see what it all looks like.
Alright, and that was the making of this weird moving / July video. I don't know what I'm going to title it yet, but we'll figure it out when we get there. I really hope that you guys enjoyed that one. It's a bit different, and I walked in with like no plan, which is why it kind of looks a little weird. But honestly, I don't know if it's one of my favorites, but because of the memories that are tied to it, I really enjoyed it, and I am so glad I got my white pen to work. It wasn't working before on this other spread that I was doing, which you'll see in a few weeks, but I'm so glad I finally got it to work in this video, and I think it turned out really good. So we'll go ahead and get into my final thoughts soon, but I did want to talk about how because I am moving, there won't be any video on the 13th or the 16th, so that is a Tuesday and a Friday, because that is the week when I will be most involved in my moving process. So yeah, there won't be any videos that week, but please stay tuned because I do have content coming for the following week. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the final thoughts and final flip through for this July spread.
Alright, and here is the finished product. It hasn't changed much since you last saw it because, like I said, I left the camera on, but I did write a little bit about the house. I edited that a little bit, like with my marker and my pen, to make it look a little bit nicer. So I actually kind of like this finished product way more than what I had before. I added a little window, some plants, and overall I think that it started to become more cohesive towards the second half of the spread, because this first page has like almost nothing connecting it to the rest, but it does capture a lot of memories and moments for me from living in the apartment that I'm currently living in. So I can't wait to move into the new space, and again, it's going to be a hectic July, but I'm super excited for it. Here's my little journal page where I wrote about the move and my anticipations for it. I didn't write anything on the back, but I'm still okay with how it turned out. And then I did write a little bit about Christmas and about just living up here because it's been so wonderful and I'm thankful for these memories.
Alright, and that's all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed this spread. If you want to see more travel, moving, like personal art journaling posts, please be sure to let me know. And if you have any ideas or themes, I am always open to hearing them, so yeah, leave a comment if you have any of that. Anyway, thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.